I think you put hands at least 25 places too low.
Well, we could change that today.
Okay. In my opinion.
It's
just my opinion.
Wow.
They're very, very, very useful. I
True.
put them right up near the top.
You might be right there.
Yeah, Opposable Thumb especially, we've got a lot to thank for that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thumbs.
Yeah.
You're all welcome.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up for the thumb.
Everything versus everything. Fight!
Hello everyone and welcome to Everything vs. Everything, episode 13.
Hooray! Hello!
Hooray.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. And today I am Alex. In fact, I'm always Alex. Or am I? Maybe I have a secret identity that I adopt sometimes.
Wow, mysterious.
Maybe.
Maybe he does.
But today I'm Alex. And today who are you guys?
I'm James.
And I'm Euan.
Only for today.
Only for today.
One day only. We're here recording Everything vs. Everything, episode 13. Roll up. Get your tickets ready. Show them to the doctor as they pass, I guess.
Get your things ready.
Oh yeah, everyone get your things out.
And
Show
your other
us your
things.
things.
Put them on the
that
table.
sounds a bit dodgy.
Your
Actually.
things out for the lads and lasses.
Yeah, so how are you guys?
We're good, Alex. Well, sorry, I'm good. I will
Yes.
speak for James.
I'm good as well. I've had a nice holiday and I've
good.
nearly recovered from it, so I think.
Going to one of your favourite places.
Yep.
It's on the
It's
list.
Number 4 on the list.
Number 4 on the list.
Oh, cool.
too.
Could be changed. I've got to say, it's another extremely beautiful day outside, and we're inside recording Everything vs.
Yeah, that
Everything,
always
which
seems
is
to be the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're welcome, everyone else in
It
the
is
world.
also number 21 on the list currently, although not really for us, for people in
Oh,
general.
that's right.
Yes, but it's not number 22. Number 22 is tomorrow.
That's right.
I hope you have your lists at home and you're following along. We're only going to speak in code to weed out the people who don't actually
We need the super
read
fans
the
here.
list.
I
Yeah.
think so, yes.
But you have to check the specific list from episode 12, I'm
Yes,
guessing?
the one from the end of episode 12 will be the one.
You need to check.
So yeah, let's get our number 7s out to navigate us.
Hey, let's put our number 5s on mute to make sure we're not disturbed, although to be honest, the number 6s might still disturb us.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Alex
that's
has a
code
glass
language.
of number 1 to drink.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
that's right.
Okay, so let's... I can't see anything else relevant here.
Are we all here to 23 with everyone else?
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Nice. I see what you did there. Okay, well, all number 30s on deck, and let's begin Everything versus Everything. Woo! Our first segment today is Bring a Thing, where everyone brings a thing. It can be anything in the world. It doesn't have to relate to the theme of the episode, which will come later. Do you want to start, James?
I can start.
Yeah,
go on.
Since I haven't been on for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought of the thing just
Oh,
before we
yeah.
started filming. But I now have a thing. I'm going to bring Irn-Bru.
Yay!
Yay.
It's not already on the list. I don't think it is.
It isn't, no.
Nope.
I wonder how long before we get to the point there's so much on there that someone accidentally brings something that's
I know,
already
yeah,
on
I'm just
there.
waiting
He
for
will
that
be
to happen.
banished
bound to
then.
happen
It's
eventually.
against the rules. It's
So-
a penalty.
Irn-Bru is, for those that don't know, because some of our listeners might not be in Scotland and might not be as intimately familiar with it as we are, it's this lurid orange-coloured soft drink that you get all over the place in Scotland and not so commonly elsewhere. It's a fizzy drink. It's similar to Coke in a way, I guess, in that it's loaded down with sugar and has caffeine in, and that it's not like a fruit drink exactly or anything. It's not designed to taste like anything else. It just has its own specific
Yeah.
flavour. But Irn-Bru has a stronger flavour than Coke. It's still very sweet, but it's got a bit of a sort of tang to it.
It tastes more orange.
It does
Yeah.
taste more orange. I don't know whether that's just psychological because it is
It might be.
orange. So yeah, I like Irn-Bru a lot. I mean, it probably does horrible things to my teeth and my insides, but it just seems worth it. I like it enough that my username on various internet forums used to be Irn-Bru Addict. And there's a bit of a sort of culture built up around it in Scotland. Like it had some very memorable adverts and things, and also some quite controversial adverts at
that's
times.
true. Yeah.
Well, not that controversial.
No,
not like
not really.
not anything serious, but the sort of things that people complain about for not any particularly good reason, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They say the word fanny in them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In some of them.
That's the
And
least thing I think you get outraged about.
There was a bus advert or a billboard advert or something a few years ago that just featured a cow's face in the speech bubble. When I'm a burger, I want to be washed down with Irn-Bru. And apparently that drew complaints from people. So yeah, they're quite. There's quite a funny sort of culture to it.
They've got a good marketing team.
I feel like they must be a much smaller company than Coca-Cola. I
Yes.
guess.
They are.
Yes.
There's Bar that owns them.
Yes, they're made.
Yes.
It's made by Bar, which is based in Cumbernauld, I think.
But it feels like they can
And-
slip things under the radar a bit
think-
more than Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Would probably that would get weeded out somewhere in their marketing.
They'd have a massive
Yes.
room of people just
Yeah.
concocting the
Yeah.
perfect ad they need to follow. While
As they have concocted the perfect fizzy drink.
And apparently,
Well.
Ding!
yeah.
I say it with my rotten teeth.
Yeah.
and your package of money
Yes.
from Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I haven't actually researched this, so I'm going by things I've heard in the past that might be true, and are probably almost true, but I haven't, because I only thought of this a few minutes ago, I haven't gone back to check. I think it is a smallish company. I think very few people, maybe only 2 or 3, actually know the secret recipe for the flavour.
I feel it's like
So-
the dad and the daughter.
Yes, I
I've
think
heard.
it was. So I
That's
think one
it.
of them has to go down to the factory every few days or weeks or however long it takes the factory to get through a batch and mix up a new batch of the
Secret ingredient.
flavouring stuff using the secret formula.
Iron
I
girders.
assume it's very concentrated, so despite the huge amount of Irn-Bru that must be produced, they don't need to do it all that often.
Where have you heard this? Because I believe that's possible, but it does sound like it might be a legend.
It could be an urban
In the
myth.
same way that Coca-Cola claimed to, at the Coca-Cola Experience Atlanta, they claimed to have the Coca-Cola formula sealed in a secret vault there.
KFC as well claims something similar. Yeah, there's a few companies that have a sort of secret ingredient and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I think I've read it on the Metro newspaper.
Okay.
I don't know how trustworthy the Metro newspaper is. I can just trust them to be on buses all the time, that's it.
Well, the BBC News,
Okay.
when the chairman of Bar, Robin Barr, stood down in 2009, he was one of only 2 people in the world who knew the secret recipe.
Wow. Okay.
There you go.
And the 2 never travel on the same plane. Once a month, the essences
Brilliant.
for the drink are personally mixed by Robin Barr in a sealed room at the company's headquarters in Cumbernauld.
Wow. Okay.
It's very important.
The 32 different ingredients are combined in a huge vat which mixes 8,000 litres at a time. The recipe was discovered by Robin Barr's great-grandfather in 1901 and has not changed in 108 years.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
So it is true,
Cool.
at least according to
Okay.
BBC.
Well, that's a pretty reputable source.
I think we should trust it for now.
Yeah. Until we hear otherwise.
Another interesting,
Pangolins.
another interesting Irn-Bru fact, which I am more certain of, I heard recently, is although I said Irn-Bru is not as widespread outside of Scotland, there's one exception. There's one other country in the world where Irn-Bru is the most popular soft drink, and that country is Russia.
Oh.
I don't know why, they just really
Wow.
like it there for some reason. Apparently Russia and Scotland are the only 2 countries in the world where Coca-Cola is not the most popular soft
Yeah,
drink.
Really?
second most popular.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, nice.
So
I didn't
Irn-Bru
realise
is the most
Irn-Bru was the
popular.
most popular in
Yeah,
Scotland.
totally.
Yes.
It's something to be, I guess, proud of is we appreciate our national
Yeah, I guess.
soft drink more than the foreign muck that's sent to our shores.
I think that's casual xenophobic.
Yes.
Only towards soft drinks, though.
Yeah, I guess if you keep it to that arena, then
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
Cool.
So, are you specifically limiting this thing to Irn-Bru? We should clarify that the official Irn-Bru is spelled IRNBRU.
Yes.
Or are you including the knockoffs? Because there are knockoffs, or at least there
Yes.
used to be. I
think
don't know if you
there
can
are.
still get them. That are spelled as you would expect Irn-Bru to be spelled.
Yeah.
Yes.
O and an EW. But they're not as good. And
No.
I always thought it was a bit weird that they can get away with that. Because it's like, Irn-Bru isn't just a generic name for a type of drink.
No, it's not.
You can just call something Coca-Cola but spell it differently. Coca-Cola wouldn't like that, I don't think.
No, I don't think they would. I suppose the difference there is that Irn and Brew are actual words.
Yeah,
Maybe that's a slight
I
difference.
suppose.
Although I agree with you, I'm still kind of surprised that they can get away with it, even notwithstanding.
Nothing beats the real thing, though.
No. I think I'm going to keep this to the real thing. At least that way you can spell it the
Always the
proper
real
way
thing.
on the list. Whereas if we include the generic
that's
lockoffs,
true.
you'll have
we
to...
can't spell
yeah.
it. Even as a sort of half Scot
Yeah.
type person, I wouldn't be comfortable spelling it with an O
No.
in iron.
Sacrilege.
Yeah. Good thing.
Good for
Good
Irn-Bru. I do appreciate Irn-Bru. It's quite good.
I like
it's
it.
tasty.
I
And
like it too.
I think it also comes with less questionable moral hang-ups that Coca-Cola has.
Again, because it's a smaller company,
I think-
they
yeah.
probably haven't had the opportunity to be as evil as Coca-Cola have.
Yeah, I don't know. I always feel like maybe I'm being a bit sort of optimistic here, but some companies strike me as potentially more moral than others. But who
Maybe,
knows?
yeah.
Anyway, you still have to sort of say, well, Irn-Bru aren't sort of, as far as I've heard, doing anything terrible in the world.
No, we don't know of any of that sort of stuff.
So good for them. Points to them.
So, I mean, the most obvious thing on the list to compare it to is Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
So how does everyone feel, like, in terms of taste? What do you guys prefer?
I definitely prefer Irn-Bru, personally.
I think I prefer Coke, but it might be close.
It's kind of one or the other for me. I feel sometimes though after I've drank a Coke more kind of unhealthy.
Yeah,
if that's
I
the thing.
sometimes feel like my
Compared to
sinuses
Irn-Bru.
are sort of clogged with sugar after drinking a Coke.
Also, Coca-Cola has more caffeine. That say if you drink it sort of more towards when you want to go to sleep, you are kept up from that by that caffeine high. While Irn-Bru you can sort of enjoy in the evening. It's not got as much caffeine in it, so you still can potentially go to sleep at a reasonable time. So there's a bit of that. There also apparently, though I think this is an urban legend, claimed to be a hangover cure. And some people who actually have been hungover have claimed that yes, it's a good thing to have.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I wouldn't say cure, but certainly like a treatment. It relieves some of the symptoms of a hangover.
Improves your mood.
Yes. It improves my mood anyway, to be honest.
Higher up, put it higher on the list than that Coca-Cola.
I feel like it should be a bit higher because of the moral things,
Yeah,
because
maybe.
James is so passionate about it. He has a passion for it that even I don't have for Coca-Cola, having been brainwashed at their experience. So I'm happy to put it a bit higher.
Yeah,
How much higher do you think
yeah.
it should be, James?
I don't know. As I say, I would definitely put it above Coca-Cola. I would probably put it maybe around where the Loch Ness Monster is, somewhere.
It's in good company, Scottish company there. Where's Loch Ness Monster again?
41 at the moment. Coca-Cola's down at 51.
I mean,
so it's quite a bit higher.
I wouldn't put it any higher than Nightmare myself, just because if I was comparing the two, I think I enjoy Nightmare more just for existence. It's such a great show.
That's fine by me. It doesn't have to go higher than that. We've got to the point where there's quite a lot of good stuff on the list.
I might put it a little bit lower than Loch Ness Monster, but I mean,
Okay.
I'm happy to put it there as a sort of middle ground.
Whereabouts would you put it, Alex?
Maybe below the Room.
I'm actually happy for it to go below the Room because the Room is hilarious.
The Room is hilarious, though, and I very much appreciate it, and damn you, Gavin, for bringing it to the Everything vs. Everything list. That was mine thing to take. There is things about the Room, though, like stories behind the scenes, which you feel are kind of morally sleazy.
Okay, yeah.
That
Okay,
just-
we can put it higher.
Irn-Bru doesn't have that.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, still, the Room is incredible, and thank God it exists
Yes.
in this our world and everything else.
God.
But there is still a couple of little caveats.
Yeah,
Okay, so
possibly.
we
You've
can
read
put
the
it-
book as well.
I've read all the stories of it.
We could put it above the Room, below reality, or is it better than reality?
Irn-Bru better than reality, James?
Probably.
Okay,
So,
under Loch Ness Monster.
Under the Loch Ness
Under the
Monster,
Loch Ness
above
Monster.
the concept
Okay.
of reality.
Although you wanted to keep them together, didn't you, Euan, or does that not bother?
That's fine. No, I think that's okay. Wow, we're putting literally the two most Scottish things next to each other on the list.
Okay,
Porridge
so
is a good
Irn-Bru
feel.
is officially better than Coca-Cola. You're wrong, everyone in the world except us in Russia.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like we're just letting our cultural biases come out here.
Maybe, but why not?
Oh, wow.
Everyone else does.
True, yeah, we can't really avoid that. Okay, very
Good one,
Very
James.
good to start with. Yes.
Excellent. All right, I'm bringing something to the list. I'm bringing ranting to the list. I don't know if it's a concept. The
Activity.
the activity of
Yeah.
to rant. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows what ranting is, but just as a sort of basic description, it's when someone gets complains about something or has to sort of bring something off their chest, and either they can do it to other people or they can do it on their own kind of thing. And yeah, I think ranting's great. I really appreciate a good rant.
I also think ranting's great.
I think it's to a certain extent it's very important for us to actually, as human beings, to rant at some point or other, because obviously you're at some point you're gonna have something that annoys you or you just feel is like frustrating, and to actually then just let it out and explain your frustrations it sort of just gets it out there, and it feels cathartic afterwards that you kind of have said this thing that's like why you're upset or annoyed by it, and after just saying it, it's like, oh, I feel better for some reason.
Yes.
I mean, it's usually things that you can't actually fix or solve yourself. It's either already happened or it's something like somewhere else in the world that's occurring, and you can't actually do anything about it. So, but one thing you could do is just rant to your friends about it and say, "Oh, this is ridiculous for this reason and such." There's certain comedians that basically their whole stand-up routine is to rant. There's some really good ones: Dylan Moran, Bill Burr,
Rod Gilbert.
Rod Gilbert's
He's
great.
masterful at ranting.
Jonathan Pye, you might not have heard of him, but he's like a sort of political comedian. Sort of, he just rants about stuff, and it's fantastic to hear his take on politics and that. Some people in our group are really good. Ross is a great ranter.
Yes.
He's such a good natural ranter. It's amazing to watch him do it. It's work of art, I'd
Yes.
say. I guess the one caveat is it's not fun to be ranted at. Like if you've done something and someone else is ranting at you about it, maybe that feels a little bit down. But overall, I think it's a good sort of way for people to sort of let out steam.
I absolutely agree with you, and I think it's pretty good. I think my own mental health would be a lot worse without ranting. And I think it can be pretty hilarious to listen to other people ranting when it's done well.
Yeah.
I also think that ranting gets a lot of unfairly bad press, where it gets looked on negatively as something you shouldn't do because you should. It's negative to like complain about things. You should be getting on with things, or you should be making things better. And
Stiff upper
complaining
lip.
doesn't achieve anything. And to me, that's a bit of a false dichotomy, really, because just because you rant about something, it doesn't mean that you're letting it affect your life. It doesn't mean that you've resolved to be negative and not do anything about the thing. You know, in my experience, ranting about something can actually help you move on from something.
Yes.
Like it helps get it out of your head and stop it from being stuck in your head in
Yeah,
a way that
that's
can actually be a
Totally.
healthy thing, I think. I mean, obviously, if all you ever do is rant and complain and never do anything else, that's a different matter.
Yes.
But that's really taking ranting to the extremes, and you can take almost anything to the extremes.
Yeah, you can
True.
do too much of one thing and
Yes.
it becomes an issue, obviously. But I mean, I think the majority of us will do it in moderation, so...
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, most people will rant on occasion about things if they sort of get to a certain point where they've built up so much that they can't contain it anymore. And I think, you know, people who don't rant may be more likely to express themselves in more destructive ways, maybe.
That's totally it. I just feel like if you say stop people from ranting, then they're just going to build up and then explode.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly we wouldn't want to live in a world where ranting was banned. The right to rant is important. Although, yeah, I feel like I'm often sort of a boring influence on this podcast, trying to moderate things and be like, but the other side is
I mean,
this.
devil's advocate.
Yeah, I guess. But there is a negative type of ranting. It's not all glorious. And when you think of ranting in a positive way, you're thinking of the ideal of ranting, where it's expressing some very like just point about
Yeah.
about some injustice that's happened to you or someone else, and you're in the right and everything. But there are times when you can rant and be completely in the wrong, or someone else can rant and be in the wrong, or express views that are just like horrible or something.
Yeah, that's also true.
It can be a little bit of a double-edged sword, but then you can say that about books as well. You think
Yeah,
that
of course.
most books are
Yeah.
fantastic, but then there are some that have pushed on evil ideology.
True,
in the
of
world,
course,
so-
yeah. I mean, ranting is a medium like any other, I guess. It can be
Yeah.
used to convey different messages.
But at the
That's
same,
true.
I think at the same time that is a really good point about ranting and starting itself about freedom of expression or freedom to speak your mind to a certain extent, free speech. It's good to do it in a way because it sort of lets out the steam.
Yeah.
Well, instead of sort of silencing some people from expressing, even if it's their wrong views, and it just keeps it underground, and then it comes out in other ways, unfortunately. So.
And I think also I don't know whether anyone else has had this experience, but I feel like after the catharsis of it, if it turns out that what you were ranting about maybe wasn't quite as righteous as you thought it was,
Yeah.
you might realise at that point. I
Yeah.
think when you come down off the high of actually
Yeah, that's
ranting,
true.
I sometimes start to realise, actually, I'm not so sure about that now.
Yeah.
But you can actually.
Makes me
Yeah.
question myself a
I mean,
bit.
I guess it's about expressing yourself, even if what you're expressing is not the objective truth. It's how you feel, really. It's about how you feel, and you know, it's not like you can be wrong about how you feel. I mean, you can feel things that are maybe not justified or sort of
Yes.
like not that you shouldn't be feeling them, but you can feel things that are destructive or misguided.
Yes.
But still expressing them can be helpful, even if
I think so.
if they are that way, and as long as you're not like hurting anyone in doing so, it's kind of like good to get it out and
Yes.
maybe it helps with processing it as well and trying to work out why you're feeling the way that you're feeling.
Yeah.
It can be quite a sort of therapy, I suppose.
It's a great way of just working, at least for me. It's something that's like, I know, I've just get something that's stuck in my mind and just like runs over and over and over. And actually sort of just talking to someone, actually like getting it out there and ranting about something, finally just gets rid of it in a way, sort of lets me like, that's it done. Now I can put it to bed almost. And just feels like a little bit of freedom there. So ranting.
Yeah. You've talked me around a bit on it actually, yeah. So
where to put it?
Yeah, where would you put it on?
I would say the thing that it's quite similar to that I can see on the list, in a way, I suppose, is profanity. I think I would put it higher than profanity, personally.
I think I would as well.
I think there's more thinking going into ranting than there is to profanity. I mean, it also, ranting sort of, at least to me, conveys, it's not just you're saying like, oh, that's stupid, or that's dumb, or that's annoying. You're actually like thinking and articulating something and actually exploring your own kind of feelings about it. So it's much more complex than people might give it credit for to begin with. So yeah, I definitely feel like ranting is above profanity. I mean, profanity can also be a good way of sort of releasing something, but I think
you can also just use it casually until it loses all meaning. Whereas ranting always is going to mean something to you, unless you are one of those people who just rants about everything, in which case it does lose meaning. It's kind of like you could become a slightly bothersome person.
Well, there is definitely that negative side to it.
I think above profanity somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I put ranting above dancing myself.
That seems, I could get on board with that.
I definitely like hearing good rants compared to watching good dancing, and I would definitely would more partake in having a good rant than I would in having a good dance.
I wouldn't be too upset with that myself.
Yeah, ranting is more universal now. I mean, dancing maybe used to be the universal language of humanity, but now ranting might be.
Especially with the advent of the internet.
That's true.
And the great thing is, if you do put it somewhere I don't like, I can just have a good rant about where you put it and then move on.
True.
Oh, and now where are we going here? Being unable to stop laughing. I mean, I've had some times where I've been able to stop laughing because of a rant, so that's such a euphoric experience itself. Maybe below that, being unable to stop laughing as an experience.
What do you think, James?
Yeah, I would do that. I could go with
I'm
that.
okay with that. Good one. Yes, very
that
good.
was a good one. It's interesting.
I'm bringing today another activity, actually, another word ending in ing, and it is juggling. Because I can juggle. I can juggle 3 balls. I can't juggle any more than that. 3 is sort of the minimum you have to do to make it count as juggling.
That's true.
If you're juggling 2, you're not really juggling.
You're passing.
You can't have one of them in the air at all times then, really. So yeah, I learned to juggle quite a while ago. I don't know why. It's fun. It's quite tricky to learn. It doesn't actually take that long. It's one of those things where for the first few hours or more, or days or weeks or whatever you're doing it, it seems impossible. You're just like, how the hell can anyone possibly do this? As you're just like throwing a ball from one hand to the other, just struggling to catch it, and then, oh god, how am I supposed to do that again and again, like without stopping? But once you learn to do it, it's actually kind of automatic. And once you get past about 7 throws and catches, you can do it automatically. After that, yeah, it's fun. On the flip side of all that, it's one of the most pointless things in the world. As skills go, there's not many that are like widely practiced that are more useless than juggling. Like, I mean, it doesn't have any practical purpose. The only purpose it could possibly ever be put to is for entertainment, and it's not that entertaining to watch. Like, if someone is really good at it, it's kind of impressive, but you couldn't really watch like an hour or something of someone juggling. No. You kind of have to combine it with something else.
I don't know about the no practical purposes. What if you had 3 very hot potatoes that you needed to move from one place to another, and you didn't have anything to put them in for insulation?
True. I mean, that's probably how it evolved in the first place.
That's probably not a very common scenario, granted. You said you don't remember why you started. Did you not get given a kit by our uncle and auntie?
I might have been that,
It had
actually.
like 3 juggling balls and a book that explained how to
It might have been that, yeah, but it was at Granny's that I learned first, I think.
Yeah.
I just remember sitting in the bedroom for like ages just trying to learn.
I have to say, I was majorly impressed. I've never been able to get it, but then I have very bad coordination generally,
as
so
well.
that doesn't surprise me
But
that I haven't been able to do
You can
it.
play the piano. Like, that to me seems like it requires a level of coordination that I'll never be able to master.
I don't know, it seems a different kind of coordination to me. I suppose it's...
I don't know. Juggling 3 3 balls. Once you can do it, it's really easy. It's like riding a bike as well. Like, I haven't done it for ages, but I could pick up 3 balls and just do it. Once you learn it, it's sort of in your head forever, I think. But like, I'd much rather be able to play the piano. That's a much more versatile skill and much more entertaining. Like, people at a party aren't ever going to go, "Oh, Alex, do some of your juggling for us." But they might.
Aw.
They might.
We might. Next party we might actually do it.
I'm not saying that
You
you
better
should
have your
do
balls
that.
ready though.
My balls are always ready. But I'm not saying that you should do that. Please don't take that as a hint that I want to be recognised for my juggling skills more.
Too late.
It's one of those things, you can't incorporate it into your daily life in any way without seeming like you're showing off. There's no way to do it. I like it, it's fun, but I think it's pretty niche and kind of pointless.
I don't think it's actually pointless. I mean, it's a lot of people do actually find use for it. A lot of athletes do actually use juggling to, one, work on coordination and the reactions, and also I've heard it's very good for relaxing as well. It sort of puts your mind in a sort of a more kind of meditative sort of
It
place.
is really relaxing, actually. Once you've learned how to do it, you can just do it automatically, and it's one of those things you can just do in the background while you're thinking or something like that.
I've read a lot of athletes actually in like change rooms before they actually go on to what they need to do, sort of do juggling. So put that in your head, a room full of football players just all juggling together.
That's weird.
So I think there are uses for juggling outside of just
Yeah.
like entertainment value things. I mean, I will say it's not like the most essential skill that people need to learn, and I don't know how to do it. I would like to actually know how to do it, but there's a lot of other sort of kind of tricks and skills that I'd also like to sort of
Yeah,
do.
I mean,
So it's
and just in terms of like things to spend your time learning, I have so little patience or like commitment or attention span. I don't know why that was a thing that I thought this is going to be worth the investment of time that I put into it, because there are things that I would much rather be able to do. It's okay, but I wouldn't put it too high up.
No.
Is it also true that once you've learned to juggle with 3 balls, it's actually not that easy to switch to, say, 4 balls? And not that
I've
easy
never
to
been
switch
able
to juggling clubs or whatever instead? You
Yeah,
basically
I
have to
can't-
relearn from scratch.
I'm basically
again.
at the most basic level, which is juggling 3 balls. Like, that's pretty easy, really. Like, I think pretty much anyone with 2 hands and reasonable coordination could probably learn to do it eventually. You just need to sort of put time into it.
Does it make you better at catching? Like, if I needed to throw something at you very
Maybe.
quickly,
It
could
might
you
do.
sort of catch it better than the other people in the group?
I don't know.
You'd be the one I'd have to sort of, I would
I'd
trust to
test
throw that.
Maybe.
Okay. I'll start throwing things at everyone else in the group and then see
Yeah,
who's best at
do
it.
that. Good idea. I'm just looking at the list. We have cheese rolling, which is another fairly pointless activity.
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah. It's kind of fun, but also fairly
It's
useless.
a bit more
and mostly-
dangerous.
More dangerous.
More people have been
Probably got more
harmed
of a
by
negative.
cheese
I
rolling
don't know,
than
have
juggling.
Because juggling must have harmed some people in some way.
And juggling's
especially
juggling's more prevalent than cheese
people
rolling.
juggle
probably.
chainsaws and flaming plugs and
You'd
stuff,
hope
so-
that people that are doing that, though, you would actually know that they can do it beforehand.
You would hope that people running down a hill after a cheese would know that they could as well, but that doesn't mean they do.
No, I'm sure those people know they're going to get
I
injured.
never, as an aside, I've never done like juggling with fire, but I have done spinning like a fire staff. The time I got to try it, I was at one of the weekends with a lot of the Beltainers, and he was like, "Oh, would you like to have a go with my fire staff?" I'm like, "Oh,
Wow.
wow, I'm a bit scared by this." It was lit at the time, and he said, and I said, "Oh, should I not practice with it not lit first?" And he was like, "No, just go ahead, it'll be fine." And it was. It wasn't too bad. I think like that juggling would be a lot more dangerous.
yeah.
You do
I
have
think
your
you would.
eyebrows still, so it seems to be the case.
Yes. I think that was my measure of success afterwards. It's like, well, I didn't do brilliantly. It probably didn't look amazing, but I've still got both eyebrows and all my other body hair, so I'm quite happy with that. It was
Hurrah. Well, even still, I think juggling has probably entertained more people as well in the world.
And cheese rolling.
Cheese rolling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it
probably.
probably has. I get more use out of it. Above cheese rolling?
Above
on
cheese
American
rolling?
radio stations?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine for me, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fine.
okay with
That's
that.
cool.
Hooray! Juggling comes in at number 70, and with that we are
Ooh.
done with Bring a Thing, and it's time to move on to Cram Session.
Ooh, it's cram session.
On Cram Session today, I thought I might try something a little bit different from our normal
Ooh.
thing that still sort of fits vaguely under the name Cram Session, but I have an item here which maybe you guys have tried before,
Oh.
but I haven't, and I got given it fairly recently.
Wow.
Oh.
It's Bertie Bott's Every Flavour Beans Thank you, Gavin, for the present, which I got a while ago. Haven't actually opened them yet because I've been a bit nervous about them. Because they're slightly scary, which fits with our theme later.
Yes.
But yeah, basically they're the Harry Potter branded jelly beans that are of weird different flavours. Some of them are of weird flavours, some of them are normal flavours. But they've been sitting there in my room and I've been thinking like, I don't know if I want to open those and just eat them because some of them are going to be disgusting. And it's not going to be... There's something slightly sad about sitting in my room on my own just eating my way through some disgusting jelly beans. So I thought I'd bring them and we can...
It does
try them.
Yeah, it feels like more of a sort of party or group activity to sort of try out.
So yeah, I don't want Gavin to be offended if these are disgusting, because that's sort of the point of some of them.
It is.
Yeah, I think
it definitely is.
And he knew that perfectly well when he bought them. So
Oh, I'm sure he did.
I'm still grateful because I think at some point in my life I was bound to try these.
I feel like I've tried them, but I'm maybe
I think
wrong.
I have tried them.
Okay.
Ooh, they look nice.
I don't think I ever have before.
They're sort of in a purple box with sort of golden stars on it, so and they all look like jelly beans.
They look like normal jelly beans. There is a flavour guide on the back there. I don't know
Not
if you want to
every
look at that.
flavour though.
There's quite a lot of flavours you wouldn't normally get in jelly beans.
Definitely
though.
There are, yes. I don't know if you want to look at that before you try them or if it just put you off more.
I thought that said burger, it actually says booger. The idea of a burger flavoured bean didn't strike me as all that nice either.
Sausage
I think there's a
bean
sausage
and
flavour one.
Vomit bean as well.
The vomit one I'm not
Looking
thrilled
forward
about.
to it? No. Well, should we just like dig in randomly?
Okay, I'm not going to look too hard at the thing. I'm just going to try
So
one.
we're just going to cram them into our mouths.
Well,
Just
I
one.
don't know. I'm trying a green one.
Am I trying the same as you?
No, it's not particularly nice.
I'm
I
trying
feel
a weird pink one with brown spots all over it, which probably isn't a good sign.
Mine's a very ready cherry one.
I think this might be grass or booger.
I think I have the sausage one.
I've got
Okay.
cinnamon.
That actually does taste a bit like a sausage.
Yeah, I think this is a booger one.
So how
It
does
does
it
taste
taste?
a bit like a booger. Or a
Yeah, that
boogie
was the
if you're on this
sausage
side of
one.
the
That
island.
was the sausage one.
Okay, so far it wasn't as disgusting as I feared it might be, but it does have a certain hint of
Disgustingness.
disgustingness about it.
That one wasn't that nice. But
Cinnamon was alright. I mean, I'm not a fan of cinnamon though, so.
I don't like the cinnamon ones even. I think that's one of the normal ones.
Yeah.
I don't even like those ones normally. Right, I'm going to try them. Oh god, is this going to be soap?
soap.
I can't even tell what this is. I think it might be soap. Yeah, I think it's soap.
I'm going to try this red one with splashes on it.
Black pepper.
And this one is allegedly earthworm.
What does it taste like? I don't know what earthworm
Me
tastes
neither.
like.
Well, that was exactly the problem I was having. I think I would have to go with... It sort of tastes like a mixture of pepperami, potato and red pepper, kind of.
That doesn't sound too bad.
It would be not bad as a meal, but
I'll
as
try
a...
earthworm sometime.
Pepper one is actually peppery, but also sweet at the same time. It's weird.
Have we got any... Oh, you had a cinnamon one, but
Yeah.
all the other ones been horrible so far.
Mine have all been
Yeah.
weird savoury things that
Yeah,
should never
this
eat
one's
like
soap, and I don't know if I can finish it. 'Cause it is actually quite horrible.
This one's supposed to be rotten egg,
I
so I'm
think you
gonna
should just
try
wash
it.
your hands of that one, Alex.
Hey.
One.
Yay. Oh dear.
Oh my god. Ooh.
I should have got some more iron boots.
That
to wash
rotten egg
away
one.
these
Oh
flavors.
no.
Yeah, we should have stuff to take the taste away with.
Oh god.
Jesus God.
That's terrible. Oh.
Do you need a drink? Do you need a drink?
I might need a drink after this.
You can go get
Where's
one
the
if you want.
whiskey?
I think this is a booger flavoured one. I'm gonna try
Oh,
it.
that's
Did you
weird.
have
Booger-
one of these?
The
Alex?
booger flavour one wasn't that bad compared to some.
What's weird is like, because they're all manufactured, but it tasted a horrible thing, but it's like, most horrible things I think of is like stuff that's off or stuff that's
Yeah.
like rotten or that. These aren't
I mean, obviously
rotten
it's
at all.
not going to kill you, but it's just that it might taste like... Your body might have a
Terrible.
reaction to it that's like, ugh, you shouldn't be eating this, but that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
think my
still
body
work.
is.
Yeah, the soap one was pretty bad.
Do not recommend rotten egg.
No, I really don't want to try rotten egg.
I don't want to try the vomit one
There's
anymore
not
now.
that many I
What
do
is
want to
this
try,
one?
to be honest.
Is it lemon?
I think this might be banana.
Oh, that's fine.
Is there a banana one?
Yes, there is.
Can I try like a normal one to
Oh, I
take
have a
the
normal
taste
one.
away?
No,
of
you
it?
can't.
If you can find one, it's a bit
I've
risky.
got a candy floss one,
Oh,
I
that's
think.
nice.
Good.
Right, so
I think the fundamental flaw in these is maybe that... I mean, in the Harry Potter books, for a start, they were literally every flavour.
Yep.
Whereas these are limited to 20 specific flavours. And in the Harry Potter books, you get the impression most of them are quite nice.
Yeah.
And occasionally you'll get one that's surprising and horrible. But in this one, half of them are designed to be horrible.
Yeah.
So it's more like
50-50.
50-50 whether you're going to enjoy it or not. And I don't think that's a good enough ratio for them to be a viable product, other than as a novelty item.
It is weird though, because like if you think about
Try
all
grass
the
flavour
flavours
one.
that there could be out in the world, surely there's more bad flavours out in the world than there
that's
are
true.
good flavours.
Yeah, if you look around the room and think, what would that taste like?
Yeah.
What would that taste like?
The majority of stuff, you wouldn't want to taste it. We've got a very select amount of things. I mean, cooking and all the kind of foods out there in the world, there's definitely a lot of great flavours and all that, but still, you think of compared to all the stuff that you can eat compared to everything you
Hell
can't
is that
eat.
one?
What are you playing?
I think this is a black pepper one. I'm going to try it.
It's weird. It's like peppery and sweet at the same time.
Okay.
I've just had a grass one, which was quite mild.
Okay.
Right.
The bigger one was okay.
I had one there, but it wasn't actually too bad.
Earwax sounds like the
I've
worst.
eaten enough boogers in my time.
Yeah,
Yeah, earwax. I don't want to try earwax or earthworm or rotten egg. Those are the ones that scare
Rotten
me.
egg and vomit scare me. I think.
Vomit, yeah. Also, soap is horrible. I'm still
Disgusting.
unhappy that
Can
I
you
put that in my
distinguish
mouth.
between the cherry ones and the soap ones, do you think? Some cherry sweets practically taste like soap.
No, they
anyway.
don't. I like cherry sweets.
Some of them do.
This is getting a bit tense in the room now. The cherry soap debate is...
What am I going to try now?
Black
Well,
pepper
that's
one isn't actually that bad.
That's a booger one.
It's
I've
weird,
had one
getting
of those.
spicy and sweet at the same time.
I'm going to take one for the team and try this one that I think is earwax.
Oh wow.
Isn't it?
Braver man than
God.
I
I.
think that must... Is it earwax?
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, that didn't go down well.
I think that was earwax.
Oh, I wish we were filming this.
Ah.
Just watching James's face kind of
Launch the vodcast now.
going, and then he spat it out into it.
Yeah.
I feel that's probably cheating. Are we not supposed to eat them all?
Well, I didn't eat my soap one.
That's true, actually, yes.
I don't think we can necessarily finish them all.
Don't think you could
the
force
time
us
that we
to.
have, yeah. I just wanted to share some of the pain around a bit.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, thanks Gavin for those.
Thanks, Gav.
Well, I'll leave them here in case someone wants to eat more as we go along. But yeah, for now we should probably just decide where to put them.
Yeah.
I mean, I like jelly beans. I'm a fan of jelly beans in general. Not massively keen on the whole food roulette thing where
No, me neither.
I'm not too keen on putting disgusting things in my mouth. Like, I don't understand when people deliberately eat disgusting things. I was like, how could
Nah,
you do
me
that?
neither.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get any too bad ones. The soap one was the worst that I had, but I don't think I would have liked the vomit or earwax or rotten egg one
No.
either. So I think there is enough horrible stuff in there that I don't want to put them very high on the list.
Yeah, I don't think I want to.
They're sort of deliberately trying to
I've still,
troll
got,
you.
I've still got the taste of the earwax one in my
Yeah,
mouth,
I've got
so I'm happy for it
The
to go
black
pretty
pepper
low.
one is sort of lingering in my mouth.
It's
Sort
a
of burning my tongue a bit.
it's a weird thing in terms of it's designed to have both good and bad stuff
Yeah.
to it, which loads of other products don't have that.
Yeah, most
They're trying their
foods-
best to sort of like this, please.
I know, yeah. They're kind of unique in that way.
It's got a sort of a kid's sort of 90s sort of like, ooh, gross.
Yeah, it has. I like freshly squeezed lemon juice better. I know that's very divisive.
Oh, I
but-
absolutely like freshly squeezed lemon juice better.
Yeah.
I would
If
probably
I was there the day you placed it, I think I would have got it a higher position because I
Okay,
like
that's
it
good
as well.
to know.
I feel like if I had to either have that or the freshly squeezed lemon juice, I probably would have gone for the freshly squeezed lemon
Okay.
juice. But that's not saying much, to be honest.
Not too far below that, probably.
No.
Should definitely be below party balloons because they've just been unnaturally nudged down too far by Mark. So
They have. There's a
I don't
very...
think that anyone cares enough to nudge them back up again.
There's an extreme bias there.
yeah, they should really just float back up naturally.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Are they helium party balloons?
Yeah, they should
No.
be.
I wonder if like party balloons have like burned his village down, or
Yeah,
he's had some terrible
he must have
experience
he
that
must
sort
have.
of by a gang of party balloons.
He actually
sort of
wants
just-
to put them at the bottom
I
of
think
the list.
maybe someone
ultimately.
once rubbed two together within earshot of him.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah,
that
that's
would
one
do
of the
it.
noise they make.
that'll do it.
Okay, so I would put them below E17, I think.
Yeah, I would too. He's
Yeah.
17 are fairly inoffensive.
They
I've
are.
never made my mouth taste of earwax.
Yeah.
That's one thing you can say for E17.
Yeah.
Yes.
They never made my mouth
That's-
taste of earwax.
I think E17 are the lowest thing on the list that's still pretty inoffensive and hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like everything else could potentially be argued to be doing something not great. But
I
yeah.
might put Bertie Bott's Every Flavour Beans below word twist as well, but that's just because
That's okay,
I
buddy.
wouldn't mind that.
Nah,
Either
it's
way.
okay.
But maybe above word porn, because that
Yeah.
probably has annoyed me more. in my
Fair
life.
enough.
Is that okay with
Yeah,
everyone?
that's
Yep,
okay
totally
with me.
cool.
Okay.
Interesting cram session there, Alex.
It
I
was.
liked it.
When you started getting your bag out and you said, I thought we'd do something a little different that could still be described by the words cram session. I thought you were going to like take out a sleeping bag and its bag it came in and be like, I took this out and could you help me get it back in? So,
A literal cram session.
No, I just thought I need to shake up the format a bit. I thought
Yeah.
it might be fun sometimes to, like, if there's a food that none of us have tried or
yeah,
a
that's an
few of us have
interesting
tried,
idea.
bring some of it along and cram it into our mouths.
Activity.
Instead of the usual homework
Yeah.
type thing. But yes, Bertie Bott's Every Flavour Beans entering the list at number 83. Bound to be the lowest Harry Potter related entry, surely.
I would think so.
Surely.
Maybe Lord Voldemort might get lower.
Oh,
You
maybe.
never know.
Maybe, yeah.
Bellatrix.
We'll see. Anyway, yes, that's the end of cram session. Now moving on to the thing about that. Today's the thing about that, in recognition that this is episode 13. Is about scary things.
Yay.
I was going to wait until Halloween to do scary things, but then I thought I just wanted to get to that now.
Fair enough.
Seems like a fun topic.
Oh, I'm so happy we're
So we
getting
can do
this.
that. Do more Halloween maybe. But at home you should turn your lights off.
Even if you're like
Be on your
out in
own.
the middle of the day, still switch something off.
If you're driving along at night,
Not
don't
this
turn
one.
your lights off.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That could be a scary thing though.
It's true.
that's the ultimate scary thing. Don't do it. Once it starts off.
Well, I started to bring a thing so someone else could
Oh,
start.
so I could start us off. If you
Alright.
want. My thing is, it's a bit vague, but basically creepy videos on YouTube.
Ooh, yes.
Paranormal type sightings or, unexplained things caught on video that are just uploaded to YouTube. And I spent some time earlier today just looking at videos like that. And I do that sometimes when I feel like scaring myself a bit. Sometimes I just like get into a mindset where I'm like, I want to scare myself. So
Yeah.
I go online
Oh, yeah.
and try and find like scary videos of things, even though I know, even if I do it during the day, at the time I'll be like, this is fine. And then when it gets to night, I'll be like suddenly remembering all the things I watched. And I'll be like, oh God, why did I watch that? That was stupid.
Yeah.
To me, videos, sort of short, little, unexplained videos uploaded to YouTube are way scarier than horror films generally because horror films, you know what you're getting more. It's a narrative. They're being pretty upfront usually about the fact that it's fiction and
Yeah.
they're explaining stuff. And in horror films, I always find when they explain what's going on, it's usually less scary immediately. Like if unexplained things are happening in a house and then at some point you find out, a child was murdered there or something and his name was Bobby, you'll be sort of immediately like, that's just Bobby then, I guess. Having a name and an explanation just makes it a bit less
Yeah.
I think I know what you mean.
uncanny and like, oh God, what's going on? Something's wrong with the world. So, unexplained little clips, a scary figure like in a video where you can't really see it properly, that can be way scarier to me
Yeah.
than
A slender, scary figure potentially.
possibly a slender, scary figure. Or just, like, I've watched a bunch, there are a lot of genres of them. Like, there's a lot that are obviously fake. There's the obviously fake ones where someone's talking to the camera and then a door shuts behind them and they're like, oh my God. And they're always saying something really boring to the camera and the shot is framed in a way that makes it obvious they're trying to capture something going on behind them. And so they'll be like, oh my God, did you guys see that? And just rush back and turn it off. And for some reason they then upload that video. But those aren't the scariest ones. There's some, I don't believe in ghosts, to clarify. And I think a lot of the videos on YouTube, I think most of them are fake. And the ones that aren't fake are probably some natural phenomenon or a
Explainable.
trick of the light or something. But yeah, I still get scared by videos like that. And some of the videos are designed to sort of turn off the rational part of your mind. Like there's a lot of compilations of scary things and they always have a drone underneath them, which if you're looking at it scientifically, you'd be like, why have we got that drone underneath that? Because that's just making your brain like go, oh, this is scary, this is scary, this is scary.
Yeah.
If it was you just played it without that, it would be like, oh, a door just closed, and it was probably like the wind or someone pulling it with a string or something. But I've spent a lot of time watching things like that. Too much time. It's a waste of time, but it's fun. I quite enjoy it.
Very fun.
I don't think I've ever experienced this particular genre, but I have spent a lot of time on, I guess, what might be considered the textual equivalent of the genre. I'm reading like ghost stories online. There's a site I particularly liked for them called Castle of Spirits.
Ooh.
And what I liked was that people submitted them, and it was just, I don't know why, but for some reason, if I read ghost stories that are set in some like massive old medieval castle or something, I was like, meh, I was not particularly interested. But if I read a ghost story that happens in like someone's ordinary house, I just find that much more engaging. And I should say, I also don't believe in ghosts, but I also like to, at times, more in the past, I used to scare myself silly by reading these sort of things. And I guess they're kind of similar in a way, although probably even more unverifiable than the videos. Like Alex said, you know, some of the videos are fake, some of them are probably uploaded by people who genuinely thought they were real, but there might be some natural explanation for them. But with the stories, there's even less way of knowing. Like, anyone could write anything and submit it. But yeah, that's the closest I've come to like encountering this particular thing, I think. But I can understand it. I can sort of understand the desire to like scare yourself. I think there's something in the human mind that makes that compelling for some strange reason. I don't know why either.
I feel it's to do with the whole evolutionary sort of thing about the adrenaline shock and all that. And, like, of course, before we all became a civilization and modern and that kind of stuff, we would get into situations where we'd sort of be scared and need to sort of run off or fight something.
I guess it's maybe
we're missing
preparing
that.
yourself.
Yeah.
One of my big fears, again, not believing in ghosts, is seeing something that I really can't explain and then being like, because I think that would change my whole life. I think I'd be, from then on, I wouldn't feel safe. I'd be like, well, I know that ghosts are real, so how can you protect yourself from that? Because they're intangible.
Anything
things.
might happen.
Yeah, anything might happen. One of my favourite subgenres of video on YouTube is the creepy doll video, which is just dolls moving. There's so many videos of dolls moving on YouTube, and I'm sure that almost all of them are fake, and the ones that aren't, there's another explanation. But still, they're quite scary.
Yeah.
It's always just like, just there's a doll sitting somewhere, and then, well, sometimes it's like it just moves very slowly, and then they play it back in fast motion, and it's like it raises its arm, and you're like, oh, scary. And sometimes it's someone holding a doll, and then the doll's head turns or something on its own, and they freak out. Yeah, there's a lot of silly, fun, scary videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's a fun little rabbit hole to go down.
There's something about creepy videos and also sort of creepy sort of stories, like if you were talking about creepy past in the past and that kind of stuff, and I definitely would recommend checking it out if you like getting scared a wee bit. But there's something about the internet that still feels like, because anyone from anywhere in the world can kind of upload something to it, that if you sort of post something that's kind of scary and unexplained, it has a bit more of a reality to it than, say, something that's shown on a television or a film, because you feel like there's a filter in film and television that sort of people have like had to make it, like, for instance, oh, this will be something we should put on the news, or they put on the Bravo channel sort of top 20 scariest video clips. Well, YouTube and that, anyone has the ability to literally throw it out there and then be like, I saw this terrible thing. And actually, a lot of videos that sort of have creeped me out in a good way. It's just been sort of, some guys in the woods has discovered like these sort of things left in trees or notes or that kind of stuff, and there's no explanation for whatsoever. You're just like looking around, and you might like hear like a weird noise off in the distance, and it just gets out of there, and that's it. Which you can feel like, that could happen. Well, that could actually happen. That's
not necessarily even supernatural.
No.
There are some that it's just creepy because it's something that someone has done that is really weird or
unsettling. And just like, again, it's like that kind of like, because you don't know the full thing about it, there's that fear of the unknown kind of thing, which is very effective.
There's a really scary video, I'll wrap up soon, but there's a very scary video set in a like abandoned mine shaft or something. I don't know if you've seen it, James.
I haven't seen it. I don't think.
It just seemed like something you might be into, but I think it was from an urban explorer who uploaded this, and it was just like him going into a mine shaft, and like there were chains sort of hanging from the ceiling, and they started moving and stuff. It was very creepy. And then or one of them was swinging on its own, like way down the tunnel, and then there was lots of weird noises and stuff as well. It's cool. You should look that up. Maybe find a link to it, although I don't want to put you off urban exploring. It's almost certainly fake, so I don't worry too much about it.
Don't worry about it.
Nothing's gonna get you. Anyway, yes, scare videos.
Yay! Oh, I'd put them up there. I think I'm a big fan.
I'd put them highish. Well, maybe not highest, but not too low down, because I think they're quite... I mean, they're kind of a diversion. In a way, I suppose they're kind of a waste of time, but then so are a lot of things on the list, as we've established.
Oh, so much stuff on the list.
I think they can be pretty enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking, like, the feeling at the start of a roller coaster ride, that's another scary thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not as good as that, though.
It's hard to say. I mean, you have to pay to get on a roller coaster. These things are pretty free.
I haven't experienced these things directly, but I think overall the related stuff, like reading the stories, has probably given me more pleasure than the feeling at the start of a roller coaster ride in my life.
I also think there's only... Maybe I'm being a bit ridiculous, but there's only so much you can do with a roller coaster. While there's massive varieties of different sort of creepy things in these videos. It's such so varied and all that.
I don't know about going over profanity. Maybe between those two.
You definitely might need to use profanity once you've watched a few of them.
Yes.
If they're particularly good, so...
Between those is fine by me, if you want to put that.
I mean, they're not causing deforestation, so they could go above Nutella in that aspect.
That's true. But then we've got the Coca-Cola question.
That's the thing. I mean, there was that whole fad, was it last year, in which you were doing the whole clown thing, and that became a sort of video thing. And that, I guess, was being a kind of bit... People's days were probably ruined a little bit because of that, so I guess there's a bit of that stuff
wasn't
going
just for YouTube. I think it was more kind of just like a
trend,
weird prank that was a worldwide prank.
Yeah.
Viral,
Yeah, and I did go through a phase of... That was another subgenre that I went through a phase of watching, is just creepy clown videos. Even though they're not supernatural, it's just like, oh my god, there's a clown! There's a clown! It's mostly just people walking along and then going like that, or driving down a street and then going, oh my god, there's a creepy clown there, what the hell?
I've seen literally the other day I saw a trailer of like some film companies actually made a film about this, where like it starts off with all the news clips of like people saying, and a new trend has gone in the nation where people are dressing up as clowns and terrifying everyone, and then it's like the two main characters in the film are like, we gotta find these clowns and interview them and see what's going down, and then they see a clown on the road when they're doing their weird road trip, and it just like they look away and then the clown's gone, and then they look again, it's like next to the car, and big jump scare, like, so it's like, oh, this looks really bad. So for that, it should go further down the list.
You can't really blame film on
I won't.
YouTube.
But yeah, I guess it can show that there is like the potential of these videos to actually go out of hand.
I don't know, I mean, there is, and people can take them too seriously.
Yeah,
like, I'm watching them from the point of view of, I don't believe in this, and it's like, I'm watching it in the same way I would a horror film, where I'm trying to scare myself in a way that I know is safe and it's not actually real. Whereas I think some people probably believe them, and they're always presented in a way that is
I think
suggesting
there's
real.
a dark side, a bit like the... I guess we're probably going off at a bit of a tangent here, but I think there's a dark side to the whole ghost thing that's a bit similar to the homeopathy thing in a way, where you get charlatans like pretending they can contact people's dead relatives and stuff and take people in, but that's not really the same
I mean, the
this.
YouTube video thing probably contributes a bit to that culture, like just the general sort of shared belief that ghosts might exist, and here's all this evidence, and there's always a rational explanation. I've never seen one that I'm like, oh my god, there's no rational explanation for that. There always is. I'd maybe put it just above roller coaster ride then, because we've thought about a few negatives there.
I think that would...
Okay.
That's fine by me.
Okay, this is our first scary thing.
Whoa.
What was that?
Do you want to go, James?
I can go, yes. For my scary thing, I brought something which I was probably inevitably going to bring to this eventually. It just kind of fits here. In fact, Alex has mentioned it in passing already. I'm going to bring urban exploration. Because this is something I like to do, or like to do in the past. I haven't done a lot recently for various reasons. But I think it's quite a good thing to bring for scary things, because I think there were 4 distinct things to potentially be scared of when it comes to urban exploration. Firstly, I should say roughly what it is, because there might be people listening who aren't that familiar with it. It basically means exploring abandoned places, well, usually abandoned places like abandoned buildings or disused tunnels, things like that. Abandoned man-made places, usually without permission. just finding a way in, looking around, taking photos and posting photos and videos afterwards, things like that. I've done a fair bit of this. In fact, I think on the site you can find a link to my earwax blog where I write about all my experiences. So yeah, to talk about the scary side of it, I think one of the reasons I like it is because it kind of scares me in various ways. Like I said, I think there were 4 separate things to be scared of, really, and I'm going to go through them in the order in which they scare me, which is probably not the same as for most people. It's probably not the rational order to be scared in, but this is how it affects me. The first thing is scared of running into local residents or people who are just there up to no good or something. That's probably what scares me the most about it. Mainly because I'm just a bit socially awkward and I don't like the idea of confrontation with people, even if nothing actually comes of it. And the second thing that scares me is the idea of being caught, like by security guards or by the police or something. That scares me a little bit less, actually, because I feel like they're more likely to be rational about it and sensible. I'm more likely to know that I haven't actually broken the law by being there, whereas if you run into some local resident, they may not necessarily know that, and they may take things too far. Yeah, that sort of thing. I've never actually experienced anything like that, but I've heard stories and stuff which puts me off a little bit.
For the insensitive
Okay.
American accent.
That's the second thing that scares me. And the third thing that scares me is the possibility of actually injuring myself. And this is what I meant when I said it probably wasn't the rational order. That should probably scare me more than the other stuff. But I guess it's partly because I feel that's more in my control, because I tend to be reasonably cautious. I won't go on, floors that look rotten. I won't go on high up floors unless they're solid concrete or something like that. So I'll stay away from things that look likely to collapse, which is probably the most likely way you'd injure yourself. Yeah, that's the third thing.
And you tell people where you're going usually?
Yes. I always tell someone at least. I usually go with people. I occasionally go exploring on my own, but I always tell someone where I'm going. I text them again as soon as I'm out to let them know I'm okay. And to be honest, a lot of places I explore aren't that dangerous, really. Like they tend to just be small buildings, tunnels that are pretty solid, things like that. I don't tend to go places that I think are going to be really physically dangerous. I'm a bit of a fair weather explorer, really, compared to a lot of people. And the fourth scary thing is more the paranormal one, I guess. Being scared of ghosts or finding a haunted building or finding something unexplained or whatever. And that doesn't really scare me that much because I don't really believe in ghosts. I mean, when you're actually in the place, it can feel more
I get scared of ghosts even though I don't believe in them.
I mean, it's like once you're actually in, some darkened rabbit warren of an abandoned hospital building or something, or in a pitch black railway tunnel and you can hear faint noises off in the distance, the rationality can go out the window a bit. But that's kind of the side of it I like. I kind of enjoy that sort of scare, if you know what I mean.
Totally.
I should say there are definitely negative sides to urban exploration as well. Like, people do get injured doing it. People do get killed doing it, even, although that's rare, thankfully. People do get into trouble if they do things they really shouldn't. If they break into places rather than just finding a way in that already exists. So if they stray into places that are actually supposed to be secured, like military bases or something, then people can get into trouble. So there's a negative side to it. And I think some of the local people who live near these buildings do get a bit fed up with all of the people coming to explore and stuff. And I guess it's not so much people who just quietly go around and take photos, but you get sometimes groups of kids going in these places and causing trouble. Although maybe that doesn't count as urban exploration. It's not really the same thing, I guess. But I guess urban exploration, all the massive number of urbex videos on YouTube and photos online and stuff, kind of publicises these places, I guess. Possibly encourages people who have less honourable intentions towards the buildings.
Maybe, I don't know if it does.
I don't know. I mean, I guess the groups of teenagers and stuff will probably find these places anyway. I think they do. I think they're more likely to find them because it's somewhere in their area that they walk past anyway and they look for a way in. So yeah, I think I like it a lot. It's certainly given me a lot of pleasure. I find it very exciting, and it is scary. And it's also interesting in other ways. Like, I find the local history and stuff interesting, so I like to see things for myself. Like, there used to be a railway line that ran underground here. It's nice to go in and see the actual tunnel it ran through and see the remains of the infrastructure and stuff. I enjoy that anyway. I don't know where I would put it on the list though. It's a difficult one to place.
I mean, is one of your major hobbies.
Yeah.
Put it high.
Put it high.
It's very good.
If
Yeah.
you feel like it. I mean, I think it's cool, and you know, part of me would like to try it sometime, but the reason that I don't is because it's scary. So it's a
Yeah,
good
I mean,
thing to
that's
brought.
one of the reasons I don't do that much of it is because it's scary, and I have to find places that I don't find too scary.
Yeah.
For the reasons I talked about earlier, I have to find places that I think are going to be reasonably safe, but still interesting enough to be worth bothering with. And sometimes it's not easy to find places that meet that balance. So.
It's interesting because it's a sort of adventure hobby, and it's something that's like you can go to other sort of places like castles or forts or that kind of stuff, but you somehow feel that like there's been a health and safety test done on it, so it feels quite like sanitized sort of exploration. While the urban exploration stuff feels much more like there's no one sort of telling you yes you can go there or that. It's very
that's the thing. It's quite a different experience. Like you could easily step off the edge of something and fall or whatever, but you don't.
Yeah.
But in a way, it's nice that there's the freedom to do that.
I guess we just go into that like weird bunker one
Yes,
time.
you were with me
I
on
was
one
with
of my
you
very
then.
first.
Yeah, it was a very early one, and it did scare me at the time because we were just going down this long
scared all of us.
tunnel into this unknown sort of bunker.
Yeah, we had no idea what was down there. We knew there was a bunker down there. But we hadn't researched what it was like.
You could just like see. It was very dark. You could just see shapes and darkness up ahead. You didn't know what they were. One of them looked like a goat.
I mean, a lot of it is things like. There's a lot of things to get used to, like the fact that when you first do these things, when you're shining a torch into somewhere completely pitch black, you can see shadows moving. Like just because your torch is moving slightly, it can make shadows move a lot in the distance.
Scary.
Things like that. Or you can hear certain sounds. Sounds carry really weirdly in certain places, like especially in abandoned railway tunnels, for example, because they're such a regular shape. Sound can carry really, really far and sound much closer than it actually is. Like when we were coming back, it was the one underneath Kelvin Grove Park, and my nerves were absolutely shredded that day anyway. I can't remember why. I think it was the noises we'd heard on the way in that turned out just to be like drips falling onto this piece of metal and making a hell of a din. But then on the way back out, we suddenly heard what sounded like people talking and laughing from like really nearby. I was like, oh my god, what are we going to do? Because there was no way out the other way except climbing up this sheer wall, because it opened out into a really steep cutting at the other end. So it's like, well, we're going to have to go towards them to get out. Luckily there was 4 of us. It wasn't just me or anything. So in the end, we just walked. And we didn't meet anyone, but I'm pretty sure it was just the acoustics, because the tunnel's such a regular shape and such a confined space. The sound just bounces along the walls and comes to you as if it's much closer than you would think. So yeah, there's things that are scary about it and things that seem scary when you're not used to them, for sure.
Cool.
Where would you put it, do you think?
I would put it quite high, I think. Yeah, probably around the 20s or something if it was just me.
Okay. Yeah, the only reason that I might not put it that high, and I'm not sure, maybe I would, is just because I'm put off doing it by the scariness factor. And then, I shouldn't really hold that against it, because if it's something that you're doing partly because it's scary, then that's a positive, really. But it does have a little bit, it's not a safe scary thing necessarily, it has a bit of actual genuine
it does have
danger.
a bit of actual risk. Possibly not as much as people think.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it depends on how sensible you are. It's kind of in your own hands, a lot of it. Well, maybe sort of around 30 or so, maybe not quite that high, but like I said earlier, I think hands are far too low on the list.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that.
Put it,
What would you say around where the grilled cheese sandwich is? Better than grilled cheese sandwich in your opinion?
well, in
You
my
don't like
opinion,
grilled
I don't like
cheese
grilled cheese
There you go.
sandwiches at all.
They're very
So
popular among us.
yes, I would definitely say better than George Foreman grills.
Okay.
Yeah,
Possibly
and
not
you're-
better than the colour blue, but I feel that colour blue is far too low personally. as
Yeah.
well. Which I think Alex
Same
agrees
on
with me, but
I
no one
understand
else
the
seems
fixation of
to.
the colour blue. It's very odd.
So, below colour blue, above George Foreman grill?
That's okay with me.
Okay. There we go. It's on the list now, James.
Yeah. I knew I'd have to bring that eventually.
Yeah.
I thought
Of
it
course,
could be
yeah.
crowbarred into this particular
Yeah.
topic.
Do you ever use a crowbar to get into
No,
places?
it would be very illegal.
That's
Yeah.
the next level up.
Yes.
That's extreme.
Yes.
Euan?
Okay, I am bringing, and I think I'm going to need your brains for this one, guys.
Okay.
Zombies.
Oh,
Oh god.
zombies.
Yes, the undead. So zombies, walkers, if you want to say. Here's the first thing. I don't know why a lot of zombie fiction, both film and books, shy away from using the word zombie. It's like some unwritten rule that like, if we call them zombies, it makes it ridiculous or something. It's like, no, we all know what zombies are. It just feels like...
Every zombie film is set in a parallel world where they don't have zombies as a concept.
Yeah. Or
prior to the zombie apocalypse happening.
Or the fact that like some character will say, they're zombies, and then another character will say, don't call them zombies for some reason. And it's like, they don't explain why they shouldn't call them zombies, and like they call them walkers or it or something like that. And in a recent book I was reading, they were called hungries, and I just feel like we know what they are. The whole bloody genre is called the zombie sort of genre or subgenre. You just call them zombies. Anyway, that's my rant.
Calling them a hungry sounds like some protective mother calling them that to her child because she's too squeamish to use the actual word zombie.
Exactly.
It's weird.
For the hungries,
that bugs me. But anyway, we're back to zombies. The zombies are fantastic, and they're part of our kind of the horror genre, which is like the monsters sort of genre. So you got like zombies, you got Dracula, you got vampires, you got werewolves, that kind of stuff. And zombies, I think, are a particular one that sort of stands out from the others in a sense. And there's many reasons why. I mean, they're extremely popular. They're also probably one of the newest monsters of the roster. We've had like vampires for a long time. We've had werewolves for a long time in history. I guess you could argue that some form of the undead has existed. Like some people have argued that Lazarus from the Bible is sort of a zombie because he's like brought back from the dead and that kind of stuff. Some people said that Jesus is a zombie to a certain extent. So if you want to go down that route. But anyway, zombies as they are known to us have been around since the 50s and 60s and were sort of invented. Well, there's a film set in Africa called Zombie or something, which is to do with like voodoo and that kind of stuff. But really they were popularised by George Romero about his zombie films like Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. And what's great about them is they've been used as an analogy to sort of represent stuff over the years, such as consumerism, capitalism, communism, terrorism in the most recent things, our sort of fear of disease, our fear of sort of mind control on the masses and that kind of stuff. They represent a load of stuff, which, to be fair, a lot of monsters do represent social anxiety and that kind of thing. But I really like zombies in particular. I don't find them that scary, to be honest, but I understand they are in the sort of the scary area of topics. Scary, Recently, to actually look up sort of zombies and sort of discussion of that kind of stuff, I was looking at Max Brooks, who's the writer of World War Z, which I would definitely recommend anyone who has any interest in zombies reading that if you haven't already, because it's a really good book, fantastic. And he makes a good point about zombies, is why he's scared of them more than any other monster is because every other monster, you kind of have to go to them. You have to go into the vampire's lair. You have to go into the woods of the werewolf. You have to go to Godzilla's monster or something, that kind of thing. While the zombies, they come to you. They're the ones sort of are attacking you. They come after you. You don't bother them, kind of thing.
Usually in zombie fiction, there's probably exceptions to this, but usually it's the whole world is under threat by this.
Yeah.
It's like a plague that is spreading across the entire world.
Exactly.
And therefore you can't really get away from it. It's not like it's confined to one place
but
you can run from.
And I kind of find that fascinating. Well, any other kind of exploration of like a horror thing, like a crazy family in a sort of house somewhere in the outskirts of the land, or the vampire in the castle, that kind of stuff. The rest of the world's fine in that story of the horror that's going on. Maybe just a couple of characters are affected by this and, terrible and scary. But in zombie fiction, it's pretty much once the zombies start, that's it. Human society is either done or it's left in such a state that it's been affected. So
and it does express a lot of fears about the breakdown of society and what will happen, what could happen if society broke down. And, you know, a lot of the storyline in zombie stuff is to do with what the survivors do and how they turn on each other and stuff.
Survival
rather than just, like, about the zombies being scary. It can be about the conflicts between the living as well.
When it all goes to pot. Which is, in its own way, very fascinating. And I've got to say, I have sort of slightly daydreamed about, like, what would happen if we had the zombie apocalypse and sort of how you'd survive and that kind of stuff. There is I wouldn't say there's appeal, but there is something about sort of, if like we're in a sort of post-apocalyptic zombie scenario that feels kind of, I don't want to call it fun, but there is a kind of slight like, what would I be like? Would I survive? They're kind of like
it's certainly interesting to think about. Like, what would you do in that scenario? Any extreme scenario, really, but that's a particularly extreme one. Like, there's not many people in the modern world who have survival skills. Like, in terms of if society collapsed, they'd be fine. It's a hard thing to be self-sufficient in today's world.
No, there's, I guess, a whole sort of subculture of people called survivalists, which are kind of desperate for that sort of
And
scenario to happen.
I've sort of thought if I had money, I might go down that route myself because I'm paranoid about stuff like that, and I want to be prepared for any eventuality. Although I'm not really prepared for any right now. I'm completely useless. I want to know how to survive, but I have no skills that would help me whatsoever. I die almost instantly in a zombie apocalypse. I'd probably be like one of the fat guys that gets taken first, and then
Eat someone else.
I'd be a boomer from Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, that's true. You would. There's something about the zombie sort of. There's a kind of fascination, and also to a certain extent, they reflect us. They're also about identity. They're also about humanity. They're showing sort of what we are without sort of a working mind, and there's something kind of disturbing about that.
Yeah.
That we're sort of bags of flesh that are kind of needing to feed on
Yeah.
stuff. So, yay, zombies!
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there was a bit of zombie fatigue like a few years ago because it became a massive thing, and it suddenly seemed like everything was about zombies. But like I think that's died down a bit now, and it's a good subgenre. There's a lot you can do with it. It's a kind of post-apocalyptic or whatever fiction.
Yeah.
It somehow like makes post-apocalyptic stuff a bit happier, if that makes any sense. Well, not like if you explore a post-apocalyptic scenario that doesn't have zombies as the cause of it.
I guess The Road or something is like more depressing than
zombie
stuff.
Yeah, other kind of post-apocalyptic stories. The reason behind it, if it isn't the zombies, is because like we've blown ourselves up. We
There's
caused
never a
it.
happy reason.
No, there's not really like it's like, oh, you know what, this whole society stuff, let's get rid of it and just like become crazy people just attacking each other and living in bunkers or something. But with zombies, they're sort of like an enemy that you can sort of fight without having any moral qualms about it.
I guess, that's another thing that it does, and maybe that's somewhat morally ambiguous, the fact that it just allows you to suddenly think of these people as not people, and you can just mow them down without any guilt or anything. Like in terms of lessons to teach a person, that's not a great one, probably. I don't know. Might be overthinking it.
Where should they go?
And are we holding the fact that if they existed, they'd be horrible and we'd hate them and they'd be scary and they'd be trying to kill us against them, or is that a good thing?
Yeah, the actual zombie threat.
Well, yeah, because if we're putting them on the list, are we putting them on as a fictional device? Or are we putting them on as a theoretical creature that could kill
could
them?
actually the actual zombie as a thing. It's hard. I mean, maybe that should be a part of it. Is that if they did exist, they'd be very inconvenient to us.
Yeah, if we inconvenient.
How inconvenient?
I mean, if there is a zombie outbreak, we can put them further down.
That's true. We can grudge,
after that,
we can grudge them down before they eat our brains.
Yeah. On our
as they're hammering at the door, we should be recording a final podcast where we grudge them right down.
Yeah.
You go to the bottom.
Moving it down, zombies.
Yeah.
How'd you like that?
Yeah. Could be getting a little bit disappointed. Yeah, that's true. We'd spite them out. Okay, yeah, I'm up for that.
That's my zombie survival plan.
To grudge them all the way down to the bottom of the list. Cool, excellent. I would say I think they're better than Furbies, zombies. One or the other, there's been more kind of cool films and stories about zombies. So.
I feel like Furbies are another slight of normally being up that high, but maybe I'm just missing the point of them.
Oh, Furbies are a lovely thing that should stay where they are. No, I don't mind. It's zombie fiction. I think better than George Foreman grills, to be honest. Not as good as Hands, but again, I think we're all thinking that Hands would be much higher. But anyway, maybe just below nighttime zombies?
I don't know if I put them above grilled cheese sandwiches personally, but
James on my side here.
Okay, fair enough.
No,
you can go there if you want.
I don't really
Not gonna
mind.
fight
I
them.
just don't.
hey, well, you better be prepared.
I just don't like grilled cheese
Your shotgun
sandwiches.
on your-
I can see your point, Alex.
But then you're putting them above a hand. Shouldn't they go below hands? If we all think hands are too low.
Yeah, but so should the grilled cheese sandwich. Okay, below the hands.
Okay, I'll concede better than the colour blue because for some reason you don't like it.
I just think it's okay. It's like, in my mind, like the colour blue, it's like you've got like a toy shop, Alex, and it's full of like PlayStations and dolls and all this kind of stuff. And you said, oh, and look at this wooden brick. Isn't this wooden brick also fun? It's like, I guess.
It's not just a wooden brick. It's like anything that could be blue. Like it's just the colour blue. It's like if you went into a toy shop and you existed in a world without the colour blue, and then you went in and they were like, and then there's this, and they just like cast
blue.
a spell and blue appeared all over the world.
But then I say like, oh, and what does it do for me? Nothing! But it's blue now!
What does, I don't know.
A grilled cheese sandwich do for me?
Well, yeah.
It feeds me.
What does Mario do for you?
It gives me entertainment.
Okay.
And reinforces the Italian stereotype.
Okay, right. Okay, let's not
Anyway,
argue about Blue.
let's not get bogged down.
Zombies. Wow, that was some scary stuff. I think we would all agree.
Yay.
Good luck sleeping tonight. Or listening to this late at night. Anyway, yes, enough noises. Nudging grudges, we should do that. Nudging grudges.
What's the rules again? I've heard.
Yes, we
explain.
have a new rule where you can nudge something or grudge it up to 3 places.
3 places up. Okay, or down.
Or down 3 places.
I think we talked about it, and I feel, of all the things that are on the list, I do feel hands should be higher. They're really useful to us. I also think feet should be higher, to be honest, but let's go with hand, because the amount of stuff that we do with our hands every single day,
Well, speak for yourself.
But like the amount of things that we couldn't do for ourselves without hands, it's using a laptop or a computer, switching on a television.
I don't really know what we were thinking there, to be honest.
I can understand that you got into a certain kind of mindset or groove and thought like, but like
right hands are very useful. Do you want to nudge them up 3 then?
Yes, I do want to nudge them up 3. Yes, above daytime. I mean, daytime is actually also really useful for us, but I think we could do stuff even not in the daytime with our hands. So
they're still below having good teeth, so it's better to have good teeth than have hands.
That's
we'll deal with that.
We'll deal with that another time, James. Or unless you want to nudge it up even more, the hands.
I actually might. I'm just kind of conflicted here because I feel like
you could even, because James is right now looking through the list of everything versus everything. You couldn't do that right now without those hands.
Exactly. You see, exactly. I just think it's bad that smartphones like are at number 5 when they'd be almost unusable with their hands. I know they can do speech recognition now. But, okay, I still feel that cats are too low, but I feel like hands are really drastically too low. So I'm going to nudge hands up 3 as well.
Okay,
if
so
that's
that'll
okay.
be above being unable to stop laughing.
Okay.
Still not as good as headphones though.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's not go crazy here.
No, definitely not. I think hands is in its rightful place now, to be honest.
Okay, maybe.
Unless you want to nudge it up even more, Alex.
No, I'll leave that for now.
It's enough for now.
I think someone's going to have to deal with the party balloons thing before they just get grudged down to the bottom, because that would be silly.
Okay.
So I don't feel massively strongly about them. Actually, maybe I don't feel strongly enough. If they get grudged down any further, I probably will nudge them up. But for now, yeah, you know what? I'm fine with everything right now.
Okay.
Yay!
I think we're doing good. We're doing pretty good.
That's good.
So that's all for now. I should have mentioned it at the time, but I missed it when it happened. But we have now got over 100 things. We have 101 things. The 100th thing to be added was urban exploration.
Yay.
James, I should have got like a
Get a prize.
party popper. Set it off when that happened, but I forgot. Sorry. But yeah, that was a special thing. Exciting. The best thing in the world, still water. The worst thing in the world, still homeopathic medicine. Anyone want a Bertie Bott's every flavour bean?
It's
to
kind
finish
of
this?
ironic because they're basically the same thing.
Yeah, that was mentioned.
That was a point said, yeah.
I think it's profound. to be
It's
honest.
profound as you can get.
I'm going to have this one because I think there's only one thing that looks like a blueberry, and I think it's blueberry, so I'm going to have that one.
That's probably a safe option.
Until next time. That was our new catchphrase. We have to say that at the end of every episode now. Until next time. See you next time. Bye.
Bye. Is it blueberry?
Here's blueberry.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Everything vs. Everything. Today's panellists were Euan Gilmore, James Perry, and me, Alex Perry. Visit our website at everythingveverything.wordpress.com. Subscribe to our RSS feed, review us on iTunes, and all that good stuff. You can also check out my other silly podcast, Rainy Day Adventure Club, at rainydayadventureclub.wordpress.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.